Hello, you guys. I thought before I started the video that I would show you a really fantastic new moon magic spread that I'm doing. I'm actually filming tonight and tomorrow, so all you have to do is DM me. It ends up being like a 25 to 30 minute video depending on what's going on with each person. It's covering everything in this one: your spirit, core beliefs, truth, your mindset, your thoughts, your finances, your relationships, your passions, all of that. And then I have a secondary one too, which I really like. This covers a lot of stuff: your intentions, your fears, overcoming fears, messages from spirit. I love both of these a lot. So all you guys have to do is DM and specify which one you'd like. And thank you guys for all your beautiful feedback on your orders. And my whole reason for doing these is to give a kind of outlay from lunar cycle to lunar cycle, the most positive course, how to feel good, what to look out for, because everything is a shimmering, glimmering, hopeful path when we set it before us and we really work on it and we endeavor to make these changes. And I'm doing it myself too. I mean, I have all kinds of weird things that when I have stress that I sometimes can't turn off the work faucet, and I just keep going and I burn myself out. So I'm working on that as well. So whatever you guys feel needs strengthening and fortifying, you can really tap into that. So thanks, you guys. Enjoy.
Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey. How is everybody? I'm doing a combination daily pop and fun flip through why I just talk about this kind of new moon and energy I feel coming in. I just feel a lot of like creative ripples and I want to try different things, but I was looking at this artwork this morning and I thought it's so beautiful and peaceful, and it has that magic kind of moment, when you're shimmering with that magical moment and potential, like the freshness of the day. It's not even 8 a.m. It's really sunny. It's supposed to be one of the nicest days, and I really giving it my utmost to have a different kind of path carved out for the day. I can be very, like most of us, I can be very kind of like jump right back into those grooves that I've created. Same thing, 30 minutes on TikTok, then 45 minutes on Instagram, then doing this and then working. And I realized yesterday that I had to make a change, because yesterday I'll start the flip through why I'm talking as well, because I want you guys to see the cards. And we'll just talk about like whatever comes up. Sometimes a card brings up a really awesome message. Just the what it emanates. It's really interesting. Other tarot readers will know what I'm talking about, where all of a sudden it just suggests something. And so I'll mention whatever that is. But I just love the artwork so much. So I want you guys to kind of experience this. And yet, as I was speaking about yesterday, it was really interesting. I had a lot of private reads, and I just started so early, and I never stopped and had the pauses that I needed. So at the end of the day, when I went and got Hagen, I was really kind of like ornery and like at my wit's end in my bandwidth. And then I realized I need to slow down and take advantage of being able to go outside and have beautiful weather and all this beautiful artwork in these cards. And I feel like that's what a lot of you guys are doing as well. You see the Sun card? It's like there's deeper powers in our imagination, and they're calling out to us to use this envisionment process, see our potential, see where our passion lies, see where our abundance lies, right? All of these things. And I'm going to talk about the cards as they come up, if any messages come with them, because I feel like right now we're letting go of all resentment, lack mentality, what motivates us, what puts us in this Emperor position. Tonight we have this beautiful new Taurian moon. We're going to let go of chains that bind us. That could be overindulgences. I was finding for me, when I feel like I have a steady foundation, I don't tend to go to things. I love this so much. This is so beautiful. I don't tend to reach for things and try to fill a void, like junk food, mindless scrolling, all of that. I go for more creative endeavors, like things that cool and kind of like chill me out and kind of fill my spirit. Creative endeavors. So I always have all my beads close by. I like to, create things, and I feel like that's what you're going to be doing too. I love this card because it reminds us, let's just get away from conflict. We don't need it. We choose what we want to get involved in and spend time doing. Do we want lack mentality? Do we want to feel like we don't have what we need? Know that we have to hoard, bury, or hide anything? No, we want to feel like we can build. We can build anything and create whatever we want in this world and feel like we have plenty and not feel like we're needful. I love this right now. I feel like a lot of people have their true purpose and cleansing coming through. Aces are all about ones and new beginnings. What's going to fortify us? Do we need to move away from certain people, places, and things? They're burdensome, bothersome. I have a few people on IG that it's like, I'll just go on there and there'll be like a gazillion messages and it's like, this was like, a short while ago. And I realized when I just didn't reply and be somebody's agony aunt and be there 24/7, people will take as much as you give. So remind yourself, what do you have to give? What's your bandwidth? Should you even be going on and checking your DMs or be spending this time on social media, or do you get aggravated? I don't scroll anymore. For the last couple nights, I'm really proud. I don't go on and I don't scroll through all of them because I just get this slight picture and it makes for a restless sleep because when you just see, like you scroll on 100 tiny little pictures, you don't really know what's going on. So you have all these images and I was finding through just kind of evaluating my feelings that it wasn't helpful for me to do that. Maybe in the morning to see what people are up to and cheer them on and say good job, then that's something. But when we're just scrolling to scroll, it becomes a little bit much. I love this Lovers card. That's really pretty. I just like this. I feel like these cards are just beautifully rendered, the peaceful colors. And for the longest time, I thought I had this deck. And then when I saw it the other day, I'm like, I do not have this. And I have the other decks that are similar to it, and by the same author, but not this particular deck. I just like the kind of dusky blues and the calm greens and grays. It's like puffs of smoke and cloud and dust and mist, right? Really beautiful. Again, all that magic, simmering, glimmering potential behind everything. That's what I'm really trying to encapsulate in the day when I wake up. I want this. What is motivating? What is pushing me? What is driving me? And it's usually some creative spark. And you creatives know what this can be like, right? We can literally inundate ourselves. This can be for people that are formulating their day too. It can be academics, whatever, where it's very easy to overwhelm ourselves with logistics and forget about the passion. Why are we impassioned to do something? And I'm usually impassioned to be very creative first thing in the morning. That's why I do my TikToks, and I decided to do this video quite early because it's fresh. Nothing has fatigued me, distracted me, or annoyed me yet, and the only thing that can annoy me is my pace that I give myself. And for some reason yesterday, I really overburdened myself with everything. I was hearing news from different people I really love too, that I love and respect, that were having hardships. So as an empath, it was kind of like as I was getting weaker, my bandwidth I wasn't protecting myself, so I was getting run down. So by the time I had to go out in traffic and drive, I was like, I really shouldn't do reads for like 6-7 hours straight. It really, without going outside. That's what I mean. I was hardly taking breaks. I was just going bananas. And this starts us each day with a new perspective. I love the wheel because I love the idea of a new, fresh perspective and whatever we want. It can be even a relationship with somebody. It could be with a parent or somebody. Listen, I'm going to look at this from a fresh angle. Yes, they're always asking questions and, it's like sometimes they're very burdensome to be around, but this is a fresh perspective. I'm going to look at like, how lucky am I that this person is in my life? I do this oftentimes with my animals. I mean, we have a few cats and they all have different weird, quirky, insane wants and needs. And comment down below if you have a cat that is just like, I have this cat, she Winter just knocked over a glass of water for no reason, just to do it. And the thing is, she's very picky and she only wants to drink out of a glass of water. I don't know when she started doing this, but she won't drink out of the cat bowl. So every once in a while she'll just knock it over and I'm like, oh. And then, it's just, I feel like I'm running around. But instead of feeling like, oh, I have to do all these special little things, I'm like, how lucky I am these crazy animals are in my life, right? Changing the perspective on this. I love this. And I love to have this feeling of something in the way of evenness and clarity and the right karmic justice is coming my way. And I always have felt like this and find it to be true when I'm generous and feeling good and happy. I feel like the universe and friends and people and kindred spirits are also generous and giving back. And for some of you guys, I was listening to Gregory Scott this morning, and I feel like this is true. I feel like you're being observed by someone who has a lot of potential to change your life and increase your abundance, like your skill sets they're watching, and they find them to be these beautifully enhanced gifts. It could be for some of you authors, some of you creatives, some of you speakers, that someone with a lot of pull and power has their eye on you and really has the ability to change the trajectory of your life. I feel like that's happening with a lot of you guys. So if you want to express something and say something or do something, I feel like let's start doing this. This new moon really has the potential to change our future in a really optimistic, beautiful way. Look at that. I love this Knight of Wands too. I love all the warm oranges and yellows and terracottas. Really, really beautiful. I was loving the simplicity of the back of the cards too. This is one of the prettiest death cards out there as well. I just feel like white horses are about purity, and I always feel like death is quickly followed by rebirth, right? So what do we want to put away and bury that just doesn't serve us anymore, right? What burdens are we carrying? This is the greatest card. Whenever I see this, this is the card where you say F everything and everybody when I get to this stage, because usually it is not our burdens. It's other people going, could you just carry this stick for 1 minute? It's obligations, right? Could you just come help me? Could you just babysit? Could you just lend me? Could you just drive me? That's what it is. And it's us saying yes when we should say no. And now it is F everybody and everything until my load is light and I feel brisk, happy, and renewed, right? Oftentimes, society's always telling us, oh, be nice, do this. You know what? Nice, if you listen to Marissa Peers, nice people really can, instead of becoming empowered, become disempowered when you're overly obliging. It's not about being nice, it's being overly obliging. Again, inconveniencing yourself over and over to convenience others. That's what this card is saying. Don't do it anymore. Say, oh no, thank you. My schedule is really full. I'll get back to you. That's it. You don't need to explain yourself or any of that, because in the end, sometimes you just give and give and give. And people are like, oh, if you're standing out in the street with a silver platter filled with delicious treats, people are going to grab that, right? And it's like, and then at the end, you're going to be tired and have no delicious treats for yourself. So again, people will take exactly what you're offering. So let's put on the brakes and see who's deserving of this time and energy, right? Especially you guys that are natural creatives, helping other people with their ideas and plans and formatting. And a lot of readers and healers tend to do this. They're like the giving tree, and then all of a sudden all their leaves are gone and they're like, wow. So protect your energy. That's a big, big thing, because Queen of Pentacles is earthy, grounded, and protecting their energy. So they have enough to do what they need to do, right? Nobody says you have to give your last drop of blood out. And I feel like a lot of people are recognizing this now and going, oh yes. And then they can, they're rested and they have self-care, and they're realizing they need to move away from people, places, and things that are draining, because they have choices. You have choices, beautiful, amazing choices. So what do you want to capture today? What magic do you want to capture? Deep powers of your imagination are really blooming, and you're expressing yourself beautifully, and you're letting go and dissolving unnecessary belief systems. I feel like you have all this enhanced love around you right now, enterprising expansion. So have this powerful sense of self-worth so you can grasp whatever it is you need. Defend your boundaries. This is a time, I feel like a lot of you guys, this is where you're going to take back the empowered earth grounded sensation, and life is where you're just saying, honestly, what do my boundaries look like right now? Am I saying yes to people and doing favors and being run ragged for other people? Like, I remember that one day, it wasn't too long ago, I was just answering DMs, and people like to ask me about everything, everything from jewelry to spirituality to angel numbers. And because I have such compassion, I realize people are lonely, and I thank my lucky stars that when I have that moment of I want kindreds and soul sisters and, hey, what do you think about this and that, we're all sharing. It's so lovely that people get back to me. So that's kind of the stride in which I answer questions and inquiries and connect with people, because I realize, and I've had moments too where you feel like, oh my gosh, nobody really understands where I'm coming from. And there are those moments, right? And then when you kind of get this reassurance and you talk it out, and you feel really, really good about who you are and where you're going, and that you're not alone in this. But we do have to temper that with, there are people that literally just live on social media and they just talk all day out of just boredom and other things. But to really utilize your time wisely and say, you're not the Encyclopedia Britannica for everybody. Google some stuff, people, right? And you can be silly about it, because people sometimes don't realize that that's not your job, is to answer every question in the world. Have boundaries. But this is also for family members, if they're always like, oh, can you babysit? Can you do this? Can you do that? And all of a sudden you're like, I'm sorry, I don't have the time. That's all you have to say. And you don't even have to say you're sorry, but I'm sorry. I'm used to saying that, but it's like, but not like sorry for things, but you'd like to. I would really love to, but I don't have the time. That's even better, because I feel like a lot of times people get so used to saying they're sorry. And what the hell are you sorry for? Because you're not going to give up your time to make somebody else have a more convenient way of things. No. And I used to do this when it came to my children, and then I started watching myself, and I was like, you know what, you're going way out of your way in your comfort zone just to make them comfort. And sometimes that enables people to then turn around and take advantage, or think that everything you do is going to revolve around them. So that takes a good look. I just feel like that's going to factor very heavily in this moon, because and then we end up like this, right? Like, why are all our cups like over? It creates these moments, right, where we feel emotionally drained. So really protect your energy. That's huge. Because just getting into that mindset for a moment, you guys, I was starting to kind of go down that rabbit hole and remembering all the times that basically nobody takes advantage of us unless we let them. So let's be awake to that. And the moment we feel like depleted, or like, oh, why do I feel heavier? We just remove ourselves from that situation, scenario, or person. Because there are people, they just, we want to get into this. Let's celebrate us. Let's celebrate our wins. Let's be the champion of our causes in our life. And my main goal today is to like be out in the sun for a while and get grounded and feel good. Sometimes I do feel like that potted plant that I'm like, where's that sun? Where's that nature? Where's that wind? Where's those birds? And it's going to help amplify your great ideas and dreams when you're out in nature and around the right people, right? The right environment. No more conflict. And look how beautiful this is. I just love these so much. Comment down below if you have this deck and if you just love it, because I thought, oh, it just has all this kind of wistful, Arthurian, beautiful courtship, knightly kind of energy, which I love. But again, you guys, you have this beautiful, shimmering, magical potential all around you, and just remember what you're seeking is also seeking you. So what are you seeking? Are you seeking some beautiful divine intervention and help, and answering some of the mysteries of your life path and your purpose? Start writing things down, get a kind of healthy perspective on things. Like, everything's not meant to come at once. Everything comes in stages, right? And once we realize that, the impatience is gone, and then the kind of that beautiful anticipation for things is there. What if we had everything we wanted at once? That's no longer magic. That's just a pile of stuff. We need to like stretch it out and anticipate, and then have reverence for it, like all of that beauty. It's like artwork as we're painting the picture. That's part of the wonder, right? Where is this going and taking me? That kind of magic. So you guys, you have a great new moon. And I'm also going to be showing right at the end of this, I'm going to add a fun addendum of one of the new moon spreads I'm doing, or a couple, whatever I have going on, because I feel like this really has the potential. Lunar cycle to lunar cycle is where we do our changes, right? I feel like 30 days, days to days is where it's very step by step. It's not like, where am I going to be in 1 year or 5 years, but how am I going to work on the next 30 days to amplify the good and minimize the disruptions, right? It's all about that. So love and light, you guys.